shepherded this wonderful place for so long and made tough decisions all along and probably lost sleep, but had an awful lot of fun building communities for that time. So, and lots of volunteers. Tonight we have Milan doing sound, Gary on the video, and Susan doing the bar, and Steve back there doing the door. So we run on volunteers. We also run on donations, and we're in a year-long program of trying to get more monthly memberships. So on some of your tables, if you know how to use a QR code, if not, come see me later, you can see what all of our Patreon memberships are. Our Patreon members, they start at like $10. They can go up to quite a bit if you have the money. Gary just uploaded our 50th anniversary concert, both parts. So if you weren't able to attend and you'd like to see that concert, $10 a month gets you access to that concert. And we'll be adding more and more content to that. We're also planning in the fall a special Patreon-only concert that only people who are on our monthly memberships and selected people who are huge donors, who will remain nameless in the room, will also get to come too. But anyway, we came here to hear the music. Scott, I couldn't believe this, 150 shows on average a year and lots of festivals. Known for his voice, lyrics, and imagery, he's also a multiple nominee for the Canadian Music Award, Folk Music Award, and honestly, I could go on for 10 minutes for everything that he's been nominated for and won. So anyway, let's welcome Scott Cook and Pamela Mae.
Hey y'all, can we get some love for Shelly, please? We're super grateful to Artichoke. 50 years, man. I think I've only been here once, and it was for an open mic night, and I met Tom. And yeah, it's great to be back. I love this room. It's even better with you all in it. Thank you. We'll start off with one for Artichoke. This guitar came from a timber, from the body of a tree, through the workshop of a luthier. Now it's on loan to me, and it's good company after dinner, and it fits my hands just fine. But someday another singer with a pair of hands like mine will coax out songs much prettier, still hiding in his strings, and sing stronger, braver words than I could ever sing. And folks are gonna love it. Of this I'm almost sure, so I'll take good care of it, 'cause I'm borrowing it from her. Pass it along, pass it along. May it land in careful hands when we're gone. Carry it for a moment, but time won't loan it to you for long. You don't own it, pass it along. And I still love my country. Sometimes it's hard to recognize it, but I count myself lucky to have been born inside it. And I'm grateful for the rights others struggled hard to win. You can be sure I'm gonna fight when they try and take them back again. Oh, and everywhere are teachers, though some fell along the way. The words they said still reach us, just like you're teaching me here today. And it might not be out loud, but it's clear in what you do. And I hope to make you proud, 'cause I borrowed it from you. Pass it along, pass it along. May it land in careful hands when we're gone. You carry it for a moment, but time won't loan it to you for long. You don't own it, Seems these days we're in a hurry to grab up all that's left to use, putting patents on discoveries, making seeds that don't reproduce. If our vision is so narrow, seeing only bought and sold, we'll end up like the pharaohs, buried with their gold. We've all pushed this thing along, we've all been guided by our fear, but the river sings a song we've gotta be quieter to hear. It's in every child's face, new and hopeful as a stem. Best be gentle with this place, 'cause we're borrowing it from them. Pass it along, pass it along. May it land in careful hands when we're gone. You carry it for a moment, but time won't loan it to you for long. You don't own it. Pass it along. Sing if you want. Pass it along. Pass it along. May it land in careful hands when we're gone. You carry it for a moment, but time won't loan it to you for long. You don't own it. Pass it along. Thank y'all. Can we get some love for Malon on sound?
Thank you.
Sounds great. You have a blanket license to sing whenever you want. You passed the audition there just now. Sing whenever you want, preferably the same song that we're singing. It's great to be back in Portland. I was just saying to my pals here before the show that the pace has picked up a little recently. We're really trying to get those 150 gigs, you know. We're getting them in right now. We got 6 gigs in a row here, and this is the first of them. And 6 gigs in a row last week, too. So I guess what I'm saying is Portland looks like a really nice town to spend some time in.
Wish we could.
We'll be in Eugene tomorrow at Tsunami Books, and then working our way up through Washington. Oh, Sisters, Oregon, then working our way up through Washington, and all the way on up to northern BC for a thing called Kispiox Valley Music Festival, and then all the way east as far as Nova Scotia and New York. So with that many miles ahead, we would like to perform something of a good luck ritual by singing a love song for the third member of our traveling throuple. You may have seen her parked right out front. It's our camper van, Rodetta. We live in our van, and it's a fine place to live. Sleep where we please and wake smiling. There's no rent to pay, and we change the yard most every day. From Haida Gwaii out to Cape Breton Island. There's no shame in being a hobo, and it's a great luxury to have a car.
We can do headstands in ours.
And it seems to me that we're two lucky mofos, sleeping out alone beneath the stars. I loaned my friend Brent an orange tarp to curl up in, out drinking one rainy night in Vancouver. And he thanked me 2 times. He was just so happy to be dry, though the police tried to make him feel like a loser. There's no shame in being a hobo. Shame's only for those who got pride. And you gotta keep an eye out for the po-po. But sometimes even the po-po will let you ride. We're living proof. This one's on the house, sweet child. This one's on the house. Save your money for another mile. This one's on the house. This one's on the house, sweet child. This one's on the house. Save your money for another mile. This one's on the house. Sleeping in parks and living in cars and sneaking drinks into bars, except this one. And washing up in lakes and truck stops might be frowned on, but you'll do what you must. Get love from those you trust, and get yourself to the road that you'll be found on. There's no shame in being a hobo, and we always get taken care of somehow. And you sure can take it with you when you go. Might as well get used to living without now. You sure can take it with you when you go. Might as well get used to living without now. Thank you, friends. True story. Pamela was doing a headstand in the van just now. It's the first I've seen it done. I didn't, I never thought to perform one myself.
You might be a little tall.
I might be a little tall for a headstand, yeah.
But
I
the
mean,
other
I can
thing-
stand up,
I
so.
I did start that that practice of, as things come in, they have to go out when you live in a van. So I thought I would resume that practice again. So I have a little clothing item here.
Oh,
if
wow.
anyone is interested in
Oh,
it,
wow.
come talk to me at the break.
Oh, wow.
It's a really sweet little number. My friend Sheena gave it to me when she worked in Singapore. It's got a shirt and then an attachable skirt. The reason I'm giving it away is because I have found a lot of lovely things at thrift stores and consignment stores and folk festivals recently. So in with something, out with something else. If you know of somebody who might like this, or you would, please come and take it.
Wow. This is when it sucks to be a live stream viewer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you could
Yeah.
email us, and we could send it to you if nobody takes it.
Well, there's got to be something. There's got to be something that really is the reason to come to a live show,
There's the
besides to
incentive.
be spat upon. There's got to be something positive to get you in the front row here. And that's it. That's great. That's great. All right, we'll play you a new one now. This is a song about how I stumbled into doing this for a living. When I was a kid, I'd lie awake in bed and listen to the rock and roll station, painting leather and chrome on black velvet across my adolescent imagination. There were songs about singers and songs about truckers, and I couldn't tell which was which. They had me dreaming of the unrolling highway night and the kind of rides I might hitch. I stumbled on the Cohen and Kerouac in the neighborhood library shelves, and I never let anybody read the poems I started making of myself. Awkward as a first date, clumsy on the court, used to being made fun of, but I found a bunch of old records at garage sales. They were singing about peace and love. I learned a few chords on a cheap guitar and started teaching my fingers their places. Bought a pawn shop amp and a distortion box, and man, I was off to the races with some buddies who were similarly shitty at sports and our half-baked dreams and songs. We were playing banging in the punk rock dives downtown, and some girls were even singing along. Singing, I'm out in the wind again before they know I'm gone. Doesn't make money or sense, but I'm a hopping the fence and I'm a looking for a brand new song. If you want to take one of them and run with it, it's what I wrote them for. Signed, yours truly, troubadourly yours. I tried a bunch of different ways of paying the rent, but it always seemed like a bummer to work all year so you can go camping for a couple of weeks in the summer. I put a bed in the van and took off without a plan, thinking how bad could it be? Cause if I didn't try and follow my dream, the what ifs might wind up following me. And it was way more faking it than making it, but at least I was making the rounds. Filling my hungry eyes with sights and my hungry ears with sounds. And I met a lot of fellow wackadoodle dreamers living and loving on the run. There are plenty nights I don't remember, but I heard I was having fun. Singing, I'm out in the wind again before they know I'm gone. Doesn't make money or sense, but I'm hopping the fence and I'm looking for a brand new song. If you want to take one of them and run with it, it's what I wrote them for. Signed, yours truly, troubadourly yours. I sure wasn't getting any younger from all of the partying I used to do. And I played a ton of gigs for exposure, but I heard you can die that too. I've been careless and crude, overeager and too shy, inebriated and indiscreet. But I don't need to be reminded of my failures. I always had a front row seat. Some nights I'm sleeping in a parking lot, taking a leak in a ditch. Then I'm staying in a friend's beach house, feeling filthy, stinking rich. I sing in theaters, bars, and houses for high and low, left, right, and in between. And I can tell you most everyone's nicer up close than they are behind their screens. I guess troubadouring's probably the oldest way of carrying the people's news and listening for the underlying melody in every place's particular blues. Singing the kind of songs for rousing the rabble and bringing the beaten down cheer. I'm smuggling them around and I'm talking them fast like a hope hustling auctioneer. And I admit it's complicated to be doing this the way I do, in a rig that smokes dinosaurs and coughs out CO2. And I can see so many ways the deck got stacked for fellas who look like me. Just talk to a guy living on the road if you want to know about bravery. But it's an ever unwinding riddle and gamble that I'll probably never tire of. Laboring to keep both sides afloat, the logistics and the love. And I sure wouldn't say my way of making a living's any better than any way else. Every job's got dignity and drudgery, but it shines when you do it well. Cause I believe in working hard. I believe hard work deserves respect. And I believe that helping other people along is the steadiest way to success. I believe in trails, I believe in trees, I believe dogs when they wag. I believe in my fellow earthlings, no matter what creed or flag. And I believe in ordinary folks more than the powerful few, and that the needs of people, not profit, should be guiding what we do. I believe in one big union, how old Woody sang it true. I believe Mother Jones and Joe Hill, I believe Anita Hill too. And I believe I could always be wrong, but I believe the truth will out. And I believe we got a lot more in common than we got to fight about. Like we all got a right to be here by the mere fact of our birth. I believe that imagination is the strongest force on earth. I believe our deeds make ripples. I believe our words do too. I believe we're better than our blunders, friends, and I believe in you. I believe that what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's what we're here for. It's the only thing we could always use more of. I believe in this tenuous tangled line from womb to tomb. I believe it looks like rain. I believe I'll dust my broom. Everywhere and nowhere when you're living by the rhyme. Get to loving so many people and places, and you miss them all at the same time. Take in all the farewells and welcomes, the profane and the profound, till eventually you just pull up stakes and catch the westbound. Singing I'm out in the wind again before they know I'm gone. Never made money since, but I'll be hopping the fences till I sing my last song. If you want to take one of them and run with it, it's what I wrote them for. Signed, yours truly, troubadourly yours. I signed, yours truly, troubadourly yours. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to sing something from this new record. Well, not totally new. I had it last time I was here in Portland. But we have been traveling around pretty steadily these last 2 years, just getting it out into the world. It's a record called Tangle of Souls. And thank you. Some of you already got it here. It came out in August of 2020, which was a strange time to be releasing an album. But it has been great to actually get it into people's hands face to face for personal reasons and for postal reasons. As you may know, if you've seen me before, I've had a long-running fascination with liner notes that really started to get out of control around here with a record called Further Down the Line. This is when I had to admit that I'm actually in the book business. And when it came to follow this one up in 2020, I thought you may as well go hardcover. If you're in the book business, just go hardcover. 240 pages to this one. And a nice little bookmark. Because I don't expect you to read the whole thing in one sitting. Indeed, there is. There's a CD in the back. For those of you who are lucky enough to have an older car. This is a low-budget love song. There's no car chasing, no moon falling from the sky or mountains crumbling to the sea. I just wanna be around you. I'll try to say it plain. And if you don't believe me, I'll spell it out again. I know it's intricate step work. We don't wanna rush this measured cadence and the distance between us. But I got a steady feeling like I never knew. I'm thanking life for second chances and glory for you. You know so many songs, if singing makes them true, well, play me one where the lovers make it through. When the miles stretch out between us like a hazy memory, when it's storming on the highway and it's getting hard to see, leave a light on in your heart for me. And if I'm running my mouth, won't you put me in my place? Sit my fool self down and look me in the face. You know I'm not the quickest learner, but I'm figuring it out. Waiting for those pretty words to tumble from your mouth. Say you got so many stories, plenty that I know. Tell me one where you don't have to go. When the miles stretch out between us like a hazy memory, when it's storming on the highway and it's getting hard to see, leave a light on in your heart for me. After all that time, I'm wondering what could be and could have been. Since you landed in my company, the world feels new again. I'm just grateful for the sunlight at just that time of year. And whatever unseen forces conspire to bring us here. So go after your dreams, every place you dare. Just dream us one where I can meet you there. When the miles stretch out between us like a hazy memory. When it's storming on the highway and it's getting hard to see. Leave a light on in your heart for me. Leave a light on in your heart for me.
Awesome. Wow. Well, not only is Portland a botanical garden, everywhere you drive, it seems like we're at the Bouchard Gardens. But it's also a band in a room. Did you hear that percussion? That was awesome. Thanks for snapping.
It's a musical place here, Artichoke Music. In fact, aren't there people learning to use a looper like right next door right
I
now?
think there's a workshop right now. Oh, that's wonderful. Just brimming.
It's way easier on the hands, really, if you just put it down. And you can just chill out then, right? You don't have to tire yourself out. All right, we'll sing another couple tunes from the new record. This is one I wrote for my family, who are Michiganders. I was born in West Virginia, but that was just where we were living when I was born, and the rest of the family lives in Michigan. And we get down to see them, fairly often. In fact, we'll be down to see them in the fall. We're going to pick up our coffee mugs.
We're going to swing back around,
Yeah.
having left them there in April. It's a good thing we're just like zigzagging across the whole continent.
That's good. Otherwise, we'd never be reunited with our coffee mugs. Anyway, they are wonderful people there. Real big-hearted, generous people. I love them dearly. And I'll just make a long story short by saying that there is a great diversity of political opinions among us.
I love this country. I love the people and the land. But there's a lot of stuff happening that I can't understand. We got billions for bailouts. We got trillions for wars. But it's hard for working people to make a living anymore. Hear me out for a second. This ain't a partisan song. It ain't about right and left. It's about right and wrong. We're fighting over the scraps while a few are living like kings. 'Cause screwing us over's a bipartisan thing. And it's working people who made this country great. Not the greedy opportunists or the peddlers of hate. And if a new day's coming, it's gotta come from you and me. Oh, say, can you see? See, I got a neighbor. We don't always agree. He's a bit of a redneck, according to a hippie like me. But if you're in the ditch, he'll pull you out, I know he will. And that's more than I can say for all those dickheads on the hill. He works hard for his family. He's got loyalty and pride. The company took all he gave and then cast him aside. 'Cause there's profit in poverty. Hell, there's profit in prisons. And they don't even pay taxes. They just buy politicians. But it's working people who made this country great. not the greedy opportunists or the peddlers of hate. And if a new day's coming, it's gotta come from you and me. Oh, say, can you see? Oh, say, can you see? And in New York Harbor, there's a lady with a flame, still calling in the huddled masses in liberty's name. But there's fear on the airwaves and hatred wrapped in the flag, turning strangers into enemies and our riches into rags. And a revolution to break the grip of greed don't need a strong man or a savior, but I believe we're gonna need whatever magic this old world's got left to start, and all the ammunition in the chambers of our hearts. It's working people who made this country great, not the greedy opportunists or the peddlers of hate. And if a new day's coming, it's gotta come from you and me. Oh, say, can you see? Oh, say, can you see?
Thank you, friends. Thank you. All right, I think we'll sing you two more. We can take a little break and find out sample all the delicious things. Well, maybe just one. Maybe two. There's jars of snacks. Did you see?
Like those little pretzel pillows with peanut butter.
Really? Really?
I didn't notice those at all.
Peanut butter and crack. Yeah. That's what's in those things.
It's handy that they sell them in a bin about this big at Costco.
I've been looking all over for the heart of this land. It's all the same from the highway, paranoid and bland. But I found a string of outposts dug in deep behind the lines. It's getting harder to hold hope, but that's where I'm keeping mine. And it's scary breaking cover. It's heartbreaking ground. And it's the nail that sticks up that gets knocked down. Oh, and every bit of brilliance in all that you do, they'll find a way to twist it and try to sell it back to you. Considering your options, you could play it smart, or you could let love have its way with your heart. You might think that it's hopeless before you even start. Let love have its way with your heart. See, I'm just like the system, stubborn and scared of change. In the throes of addiction, turning hungry-eyed and strange. And the more I see it in myself, the more I kick and shout, like we curse the infidels, 'cause they show us our own doubt. And you can point fingers, deny any part, or you can let love have its way with your heart. You might think that it's hopeless before you even start. Let love have its way with your heart. Oh, let love have its way with your heart. Love's talking through the mothers and singing through the earth. When we've dug the last dollar, we'll see what it's worth. And this is coming down hard, friends, not if but when. And just as cruel as we are now, we could be crueler then. And you could shore up the walls that keep the world apart, or you could let love have its way with your heart. You might think that it's hopeless before you even start. Let love have its way with your heart. Oh, let love have its way with your heart. Well, thanks, y'all. Before we put this set to bed, we should definitely hear a song from Pamela Mae. What do you reckon?
Well, thank you. I think that last song was such a good bit of advice. Let love have its way with your heart. This is another advice song. Not to be preachy, but, you know, take it or leave it. This was written by Carsey Blanton. And it's, yeah. It's a song called Be Good.
Did anybody go see her at the Alberta Rose recently?
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, when I was doing a headstand there in our van, I was wondering, was Carsey Blanton in this town? So she was. That's awesome. Not too long ago? Yeah, maybe in the last year? Yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, wow. Okay. She's been through a couple times.
That's a big room, that one.
Yeah. Well, she's great. If you haven't heard her music yet, you probably will. You know, if you're listening to people that are anti-fascist and like to wrap that up in fishnet stockings and folk music, and she's a very brave woman singing a lot of important messages out there. This is one that we learned while we were all hanging around at home. We had a little house band with our roommate. His name was Elliot. Is Elliot. He still is Elliot. He's just not a roommate anymore. And it's called Be Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jesus Christ was a handsome man. He had nothing to hide. He said, give bread to the hungry and bring the homeless inside. Jesus Christ was a dangerous man, and that's the way that he died, saying, be good to the people you love, love everybody alive. Be good to the people. Be good to the people. Be good to the people you love, and love everybody alive. Dr. King was a preacher. He had God on his side. He said, all God's children are brothers. Don't cast your brother aside. And Dr. King was a dangerous man, and that's the way that he died, saying, be good to the people you love, and love everybody alive. and kindness. There is nothing more valuable than blindness. And we'll make a martyr of anyone who'll remind us everybody's got a right to be free. Be good.
Be good
To the people, be good to the people, be good to the people you love, and love everybody alive. Be good to the people, be good to the people, be good to the people you love, and love everybody alive. Oh, love everybody alive. Awesome singing. Thank you for that. Thank you.
You are pound for pound the singingest audience on this tour so far. We love you, Portland. our van still good? I didn't look at it.
What's that?
Is our van still good?
Oh, I'm sure. Happy to be just in one place for a minute. Hope it's okay.
Well, thanks so much for being here, everybody. Thanks to all you who took records home. I hope you enjoy them. And thanks to all you who were like, I've already got these. Appreciate you. We're going to do our best to have a new one when we come back here, the next time we're back. So I think we'll sing you some songs that'll be on that.
Honey, what's this love-struck fool to do? This life is short and so are you.
I took my shoes off.
You got a way that I admire. Headstrong, prairie as a pilot fire. There's so much shifty in this world. I wanna be steady for you, girl. So long running around looking for kicks. This road dog's learning new tricks. And you've had love you couldn't be sure of. I got the kind of love will blow your doors off. There's so much shifty in this world. I wanna be steady for you, girl. Oh, tested, you won't break it. I'll take you any way you are. All the way twice that far. Used to let my whims blow me around. Seen enough to know just what I found. My bags are packed if you want a driver. Honey, I didn't come to kick the tires. There's so much shifty in this world. I wanna be steady for you, girl. There's so much shifty in this world. I wanna be steady for you. I wanna be steady for you. I wanna be steady for you, girl. So long, rat race, and however they're keeping score, I'm going someplace where nobody locks their doors. Yeah, I'd trade that swanky penthouse on the boardwalk by the beach for somewhere out the back of nowhere where my mind can go off leash. I'm getting used to the quiet of being alone, but I had to choose to. Now that the whole damn world's in my phone, 'cause my song comes from someplace that signals still don't reach. Somewhere out the back of nowhere where my mind can go got a strange way of talking, making everything a commodity. They've been bending my ears so long, now they're living in my head rent-free. But my thoughts won't be on the market when I find my niche somewhere out the back of nowhere, where my mind can go off a leash. In the tall trees, I'm a used-to-be man about town, just feeling the soft breeze and breathing and slowing way down. They say nature talks and I'm listening for whatever she's got to teach. Somewhere out the back of nowhere, where my mind can go off a leash. Somewhere out the back of nowhere, where my mind can go off a leash. Thank you, friends. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Pamela Mae playing this upright bass here is her pandemic project. For real. Started in the beginning of 2020. She's doing pretty good, hey? What do you think?
Thank you. That's getting further and further in the rearview mirror, though, so it's going to be less and less impressive pretty soon. I'm also at that awkward age where I'm putting my glasses on again and off again and on again and off again, so.
Well, that's how I surprised you with that last song. I was like counting in. You're like, well, what is it? What does it even say?
Squinting for the set list.
All right. Well, those are a couple that'll probably be on the new record we're gonna make. I think this one is too. So I've been writing a song a month for Patreon for about 2 years now. I guess it is already 2 years. And yeah, my Patreon is a very simple proposition. There's not multiple tiers to the thing. There's only one tier, and it's just a pay what you can thing. There are 156 souls on board last I looked, including Mr. Dale Jones. I mean, there's one right there. Yeah, it's been cool because it's kept me writing. The way I decided to go about it is just to promise a new song every month. And if I don't have a new song by the end of the month, which has happened a couple times, they wag their fingers at me. And I pause the payment, which really puts some teeth to that finger wagging. I've been finding it quite persuasive, as a matter of fact, to at least, try and write a song every month. So we're gonna play you last month's song, which I'm kind of thinking it's a keeper. Yeah. We'll see what you think. I mean, Dale's opinion counts for more because he's a paying subscriber. But this one's only been performed once, and it was at the Vancouver Island Music Fest just now, on kind of the biggest stage we played on. We figured may as well just do something terrifying.
Let's sing the chords along.
Yeah, there you go.
There's no shame in having a little help.
My folks came a long way from where they started, on a journey uncharted toward a dream out of reach. Away from their old hometown confines, the church of the straight lines and the small faith they teach. But they never knew how safe the old place had felt, till at dawn they couldn't go back again. Since they turned from the comfort of family and friends to bet on a somewhere that they'd never been, and I know I've got so much further to go and I'll press on when I find the nerve. Don't always know what we're learning when we're learning. We just feel the turning from here on the curve. The framers were dreamers and novices, making high-minded promises they could never fulfill. While empire arms and embargoes and chained human cargoes bent the land to their will. And some say that all of our talk about rights is just a front for the wrongs we ignore. But a few say they've been to the mountaintop and caught a glimpse of a land worth bleeding out for, where what's in the heart is the measure that matters, and the poor get the mercy they deserve. So I try to believe that this mean world could be it when I can't see it from here on the curve. There's an unbroken line of violence, and the history books just tell its stages. But there's also an unspoken arc of compassion bending its way through the ages. Now the old dreams are running on vapors. There's despair in the papers and trickling down the wire. But while there's money to be made in distracting, most everyone's acting like the world's not on fire. And I know it's past time to shut this thing down, but I'm so tired and it's hard to see how. I'm just trying to find ways to save what I love for the lovers to come, generations from now, who'll find the courage to dream something better than a world where some rule and some serve. And to see how the old rules were breakable, that seemed inescapable from here on the curve. Is it keeper? Oh. Thank you. Wow. Wow. This is this is like this is yeah, this is the room. This is like this feels like the shop talk show, really. You know?
Yeah. Well, let's get down to business and figure out the next steps, room.
By request, more of Pamela Mae.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for making the request. Thank you. We were doing this song last year, especially through West Virginia, where this writer is from, Hazel Dickens. And she's, yay, there's a Hazel Dickens fan or two or more in the room, yeah. Such a songwriter, such a prolific writer about rights and labor rights, and really a pioneering woman of bluegrass music. This is a love song. It's a little bit of an anomaly, I feel like, in a way. Laurie Lewis recorded this. Yeah. My people are here.
This is the room.
This is the room. So this is called My Heart's Own Love. I was walking along life's highway, lost and lonesome as I could be, looking for my own true lover, one I thought I would never see. Just when I thought I'd never know love, when my dreams all fell apart, I looked up from the deepening shadows. You were standing next to my heart. Bless your heart, you are my darling. Bless your soul, you are the one. Bless the fate that brought you to me. At last I found my heart's own love. At times we wander like lonesome pilgrims, like old soldiers who long for home, hoping when our journey's ended, we'll find the sweetest peace we've known. Just when I thought I'd never know love, when my dreams all fell apart, I looked up from the deepening shadows. You were standing next to my heart. Bless your heart, you are my darling. Bless your soul, you are the one. Bless the fate that brought you to me. At last I found my heart's own love. At last I found my heart's own love. Thank you.
Pamela Mae.
I got a bit distracted there because I was thinking, oh, that's why this song also kind of spoke to me, because it kind of speaks to us. Like, I looked up, and then, because I have to look way up to see you, and then you were standing by my heart. That's for you, because I'm like, right, eye to heart level.
That's it. It's a song about
That's why.
about a normal-sized woman and
And a giant.
oversized man. Yes. All right, we're gonna sing you one more that I didn't write. This is a song by our pal Jonathan Bird, and yeah, this is the room. You know, when you say Jonathan Bird and people applaud, you must be in the room. We had the chance to surprise him with this cover down in Pittsboro, North Carolina, back in May. We were through there and doing a song circle with him, and he didn't see it coming. He had no idea. It's pretty great to see the look on his face. Yeah, an Africanized version of his song, "You Can't Outrun the Radio," which you can help us sing.
I was driving out in Kansas when I heard that song you love. Big sunflowers for all their graces turn their faces to the sun. Son, you can't outrun I can make it back to North Carolina, I'll let the music come to me. See, you can't outrun the radio. You can't outrun the radio. He goes NASCAR here. Even Dale Earnhardt, he was hell on a speedway. He was a champion 7 times. He thought he'd make it one more 500. He went 499. When it's time, you can't outrun the radio. You can't outrun the radio. You sound so good. You can't outrun the radio. You can't outrun the radio. Wherever you go, you can't outrun. Now I'm laid out in this hotel. It's all uphill to fall asleep. I check the FM on the alarm clock and pray the Lord this lap to keep. See, you can't outrun the radio. 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 Wherever you go, you can't outrun. Nice singing. This is the room. All right, we're going to play another new one here for you.
One we were just reminded of today. We want to keep you interested, Portland. We don't want you to feel like you know all our tricks, you know. Because we want to keep coming back here, and we want you to keep coming back.
A loaded flotilla of cloud ships is throwing shadows in a moonbeam parade across the ancient wonder, this dark ocean we're under, fearfully and wonderfully made. And I'm breathing and feeling and remembering, while the frogs and bugs and nightbirds serenade, the timeless song that caught me and the limits of my body, fearfully and wonderfully made. The sun-drunk trees exhale oxygen, dreaming seeds and fruit, perches and shade. It's uncannily knit, and we belong to it, fearfully and wonderfully made. And all of this has somehow come to know itself, to feel overjoyed, awestruck, and afraid at the warmth in our voices and the weight to our choices, fearfully and wonderfully made. I've seen fireflies and hummingbirds and bowerbirds, coral groves where angelfish play, things people after me might scarcely believe, fearfully and wonderfully made. Look at all these dazzling apes invented, Nickelodeons, poems and grenades, burned 1 billion years of sunlight on 100-year joyride, fearfully and wonderfully made. And what a strange and fleeting gift to be a vantage point that gets a look at love before it fades. If it's all happenstance, it's a holy accident, fearfully and wonderfully made. If it's all happenstance, well, it's a holy accident, fearfully and wonderfully made.
Harmonies even. This is the room.
All right, here's another one of these songs of the month. This one was a good excuse to
Call up my mom and hear some stories about her side of the family growing up.
My grandpa and grandma came up from Alabama for a GM job in Pontiac. Bought an itty-bitty house on a skinny city lot and dug a big little garden out back. Grew up... What happened to me? Excuse me. Forgive me.
Yeah, you were good.
My grandpa and grandma came up from Alabama for a GM job in Pontiac. Bought an itty-bitty house on a skinny city lot and dug a big old garden out back. Grew most of everything they needed and saved all the seeds and dried whatever they couldn't can. And grandma sold nearly all their clothes out of stuff from the Sally Ann. Never bought it new if they could find it used or scavenge it for free. And whatever they had left over, they'd give to folks in need. Grandma made money baking fancy cakes for people on the other side of town. Grandpa bought an old car and an older one for parts and fixed it every time it broke down. And lard was their all-purpose seasoning for the gravy and the biscuits, grits and okra and turnip greens. Only work was new was hard, only times they knew were tough. They never had a lot, but they always had enough. Well, the years went by, my grandfolks died, and so much of what they knew got lost. And everything now seems built to break down, and fixing it's twice the cost. And if you got a new car, you won't get far trying to be a troubleshooter. Just take a trip to the dealership and hook it up to a computer. Whose dreams are these anywhere? We consumers are consumed. Why do we decorate our houses to look like hotel rooms? Hard as I try, I can't figure why folks admire obscene extravagance like Musk and Bezos, Trump and Gates, Kanye and the Kardashians. It's all about the game, according to the winners. And they got everything you want in warehouses called fulfillment centers. It's like there's some kind of hole we're trying to fill with all this stuff. We always have a lot, we never have enough. I heard about a man in a faraway land who made respectable folks aghast, steadily gathering an entourage of fishermen, prostitutes, and outcasts. Near as they could figure it, he was illegitimate. They say he was born in a stable. They say he made wine out of water one time and knocked over some bankers' tables. But it was like daring the authorities and clergy to do their worst when he said the first would be last and the last would be first. Don't give like the hypocrites and make a big show of it. Well, they're always gathering more. And if you want to see heaven, sell your possessions, give what you got to the poor. And if you try to save your life, you'll surely lose it. Said the kingdom is inside you if you choose it. Me and a dozen good buddies wandering around sleeping rough. They never had a lot, they always had enough. They never had a lot, they always had enough. Oh, what happened there? Almost got away from me.
I remember hearing this thing. I think it's a Buddhist thing. Is that you just have to feed the hungry ghost sometimes.
Sometimes
So
give 'em-
there.
throw a little morsel to them.
Eat that hungry ghost, and I'll go away. I give them lots to munch on, so I'm surprised that you had to feed them too. But I guess they're hungry tonight.
Get distracted sometimes. Get thinking about stuff. Like, for example, we have a cool video of this song, and it was filmed right here in Portland.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
weirdly, it was also filmed on a laundry day.
After we had done the
Yeah,
laundry.
we were doing
that's
laundry.
true.
Yeah. If you think about something like that while you're trying to sing, you know, my
Yeah.
grandpa and grandma came up from Alabama for a GM job in Pontiac, bought a little itty bitty house on a skinny seat lot and dug a big old garden out back. You too could stumble on your
Yeah.
words.
So yeah, that's an auctioneer trick number one. Don't think about anything
Don't think
else.
don't think about what you did last time you were in Portland. All right, we have a song by request here. Oh, by fourfold request. It was requested by 4 different people, so we must play it. This is another one of these songs of the month. This one is a song about a hero, and I want to write some more. I think it probably got to go on its own record with a bunch more songs about heroes. Just because I think we need songs about heroes. We need to hear about heroes. There's like so many people in the world doing amazing stuff that we don't hear about, and a lot of people who taking great risks and sometimes paying
Living heroes.
huge prices for the amazing stuff that they do, and a lot of it just goes unsung, So this is a song about the New York State Attorney General, Letitia James, who's a hero of mine, I first heard of her. I first heard her name on Democracy Now! They mentioned her name, and I thought, cool name. And then they just kept mentioning her name and kept mentioning her name. She was in the news so often that I was finally like, who is this person? And I had to just look her up. And reading through the Wikipedia article, reading about her time as a city councilwoman, her time as a public defender, and as New York City's public advocate, and then on to being the Attorney General, I was just so thoroughly impressed by her intelligence and tenacity and sheer badassery that I figured I should write a song about her. And since we saw you last here in Portland, I'd been sending that song out and just trying to hear something back. Was that okay? Or it feels scary to write a song about somebody who's alive that you'd never met. And even in New York, I was like, someone in this room knows someone who knows her. So I was asking the crowd,
Anyway, not a peep back, but like shortly after we were in Portland last time, we went on up to the Sunshine Coast of British Columbia. We had a gig in Powell River, and we had a couple hours to kill beforehand. So we went up to Lund, which is that's the northern terminus of Highway 101. If you get on 101, you know, I guess here you go up I-5 to like Olympia and then get on 101, and you could just drive on up. You have to take a couple ferries to get to the end of the road, but in Lund, you are truly at the end of the road, and there's not much going on there. But there was like a community bulletin board with posters on it, and it had our poster on it. And we were like, yeah, we are famous in Lund. You know, took a little selfie with it, and went back to the bar and set up for the show. And we're watching the opening act, and the bartender came over, the owner of the bar comes over to our table, and he sets this business card down on the table, and he says, there's a couple women at the bar who'd like to have a word with you. And I picked up the card, and on the top right corner it says, Office of the New York State Attorney General, Letitia James. Turnout, her first deputy attorney general, her right-hand woman, has a family on the Sunshine Coast, and they were up in Lund, and they saw that poster, and she was like, that's the guy. Because they've already heard the song, and they've been rocking out to it at the office. You believe that?
Friends, the TV news gives me the blues with the stories they run about the crooked, faking assholes taking up all the oxygen. They got ads to sell us, so they don't tell us how to change the status quo or inform the masses about true badasses and folk heroes. Now some good people insist that you can't resist the machine and its will. So many tried and failed, one even got nailed to a cross on a hill. And some other folks say that they'll let you play, but they'll never let you win. And you must be deranged if you dream of changing the system from within. No denying it's a long run, and there's 1,000,001 ways to ruin it. But if you say it can't be done, just stay out the way of the ones doing it, who paid their dues, study the rules, to beat them at their own games. Like the Queen Bee, New York AG, the fearless Letitia James. Ain't it sweet to see the powers that be go down in flames? They're so unnerved when they get served. Get 'em, Letitia James. Born and bred in Brooklyn, she grew up looking at the world from that view. And her family was tested when her brother was arrested for something that he didn't do. When they went to the courtroom to support him, Tish was a teenager, and she saw everyone in there except the defendants. None of them looked like her. And her vow that day to fight for education took her such a long way to her vocation in litigation. From public defender to attorney general, kicking ass and taking names. From food stamps to the people's champ, the mighty Letitia James. Ain't it sweet to see the powers that be go down in flames? They're so unnerved when they get served. Get 'em, Letitia James. Freshly educated at Howard University, Tish went to work for the Legal Aid Society, defended folks who didn't have the dollars, set up a coalition for young black scholars, and it was righteous work, but she was just getting started. Won a seat on city council for the Working Families Party, found irregularities in corporate contracts, fixed payroll, and took $600 million back, fought corruption in the NYPD, sued the cops for roughing people up at Occupy Wall Street, fought against developers to keep folks in their homes, knowing poor people can't can't fight them alone. And next she got elected public advocate, elevated the position by the respect she had for it, heard complaints to try to make things fair, sued the city over foster care. Then in 2019 she was elected AG, and everyone who stood behind her could see that same as ever, she'd be the people's defender, fighting the sharks and the predatory lenders. Even when she was outgunned, she fought anyway, sniffed out fraud and filed suit against the NRA. Never afraid of the powerful so-and-sos like Mayor Bloomberg or Governor Cuomo. Working under people she was way smarter than, dealing out justice that was nonpartisan. I mean, Cuomo was a Democrat, but he was also a creep, and Tish wouldn't have that. She opened an inquiry into the harassment allegations, another into undercounted deaths of nursing home patients. She kept it all in her sights and just kept on picking the right fights to break up big tech, to keep the net neutral, file antitrust against Facebook and Google, sued corporations for fraud and fixing prices, fined J&J $200 million for the opioid crisis, fought for tenants and children, fought for the disrespected and forgotten. She said, I won't be found up in an ivory tower, I'll be here on the ground, speaking truth to power, feeling people's pain, doing the job relatably, and never be removed from those who elevated me. Some believe in profit over people, but the Constitution counts us equal when dignity is under attack. On my watch, we're gonna take that power back. And you can see how rich folks could get used to getting their way, and the wealth, the trickery, and the way the game gets played. Like when it serves them, why not inflate their assets and then undervalue them when they're paying taxes? After a while, they could get to thinking they're above the law, but swaggering's a fatal flaw. Like one such chump, he had a long slump, but he kept living large. His name is best forgotten, cause that big fish is rotten and might get caught. Attorney General James is coming in hot with some advice for the crooked shysters who ain't what they claim. And tempting fate in New York State, get 'em, Letitia James. And it's sweet to see the powers that be go down in flames. They're so unnerved when they get served. Get 'em, Letitia James. Oh, get 'em, Letitia James. Go on, Tish. Get 'em, Letitia James.
Thank y'all so much. All right, we'll sing you one last tune here, but before we do, can we please have some love for Susan and Steve and Gary and Malon and all the kind folks who make Artichoke music a reality. 50 years strong. We are we're so honored to be part of it. And and Pamela said, send out some love to the folks watching through the camera right there. We love you wherever you are. Thanks for tuning in. All right. If you got friends in Eugene, please tell them we'll be at Tsunami Books tomorrow. We'd love to meet them. If you got friends in Seattle, we'll be there on Friday. We're in Olympia on Saturday and Kingston on Sunday. Thank you again for being here, friends. It's been a real joy sharing some time with you on a Tuesday night in Portland.
Come gather round, people, lend me your ear holes. Give me 5 minutes and I'll let you go. You might think I got some things I'm itching to tell you, but this is a song about all the stuff I don't know. First, I'll admit, I don't know where songs come from. I just catch them and work them till they feel good to sing. And I don't know if you're gonna like this one. I'll just smile and hope no one throws anything. I still don't know how to tie a tie. Half the time I don't know where I left my wallet. Don't know how to do that thing where you pay with your phone. I don't even know what to call it. And I don't know what electricity is, I've been told. But I still don't know why the sky is blue. I don't know what happens when we die. And I don't know what to think of people who say they do. I don't know what dogs are thinking, or why grown-ups forget how to have fun. And I don't know how I lived this long, considering all the stupid stuff I've done. I don't know what imaginary numbers are, but I'm pretty confident some people do, 'cause they make sense to each other when they're talking, and real stuff works when we treat them as true. They say what you don't know won't hurt you, but what you think you know sometimes does. Don't this whole life feel like a question? If it's got an answer, it's something to do with love. I don't know if we're alone in the universe. I don't know who shot Kennedy. I don't know what all was conspired or covered up, but for all we've seen, there must be more we'll never see. I don't know why I believe what I did and disbelieve so much other stuff I heard. I like to think I was eminently rational, but it might have had more to do with who my friends were. I don't know what it's like to be you, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't know what I think about what you think, but I don't see any harm in hearing you out. And I don't know how to love some people who are so different from me. I don't know why hurt people. I guess some people's minds aren't a kind place to be. And I don't know why some people go hungry while other folks got more than they'll ever need. I don't know why out of all our motivations we choose to reward competition and greed. Don't know why profits gotta grow like cancer, why billionaires need to exist, or what's so sacred about the rules of the game when I know little humans who'll inherit all this. They say what you don't know won't hurt you, but what you think you know sometimes does. Don't this whole life feel like a question? If it's got an answer, it's something to do with love. I don't know how we can ever be forgiven, but I'm guessing it starts with admitting the truth. I don't know why the papers and pundits keep lying, but I suspect their owners do. And I don't know how to dismantle the system, don't know where to start and wouldn't know how. I don't know exactly what a better way would look like, but I'm looking for what I can do here now. I don't know where this whole thing is headed, don't know if we're doomed or not. There might well be no point in trying, but I know that I don't know, and that means a lot. 'Cause I know good people who keep working and dreaming, and I reckon it matters what we choose to rehearse. And no matter what kind of trouble comes down, it could always be better, and it could always be worse. And I don't know why I wouldn't be satisfied when I got everything I need today, but I scare myself making up stories about tomorrow. I don't know why I act that way. And I don't know why I get so mixed up, thinking I'm not worthy of love. 'Cause I know so many different kinds of people. Love is something they're all worthy of. They say what you don't know won't hurt you, but what you think you know sometimes does. Don't this whole life feel like a question? If it's got an answer, it's something to do with love. It's something to do with love. It's something to do with love. Do it all with love. Thank you all. That's Pamela Mae.
Thank you so much, Scott Cook. Wow, the songs. Thank you.
We'll sing you one more if you want. Yeah.
Yeah. We're just heading to a rest area. We got nothing else to do. There's got to be a piece of pizza in this town, too.
Oh,
eh?
there's a piece of pizza in this town. There's gotta be. There's gotta be. I've been surprised Portland sometimes things close earlier than I thought. You know? Yeah. What's that? It's like, yeah, it's not Taipei. I'll say that. It's not Taipei. Well, what should we play, Pamela?
Oh,
Further down the line, dogs and
what
kids.
do you mean? Another set? Yeah.
Yeah, let's just flip a coin here.
Oh, okay.
A coin. I don't even have a coin. Let's flip a coaster.
Oh, I've got a coin.
All right, artichoke music here. This is further down the line, and stringed instruments, classics, live music, guitars. That's dogs and kids.
Okay. There it goes. All right.
Dogs and kids, it
There we
is.
go. We love dogs and kids.
We do. We love them. We love them. We love people who request songs that we know too.
We love
Thank you.
ogling at them. I hope other people who have the dogs and the kids don't mind us loving on their dogs and kids as much as we do.
Today, we were in a rest area today, and
yeah.
Pamela was like, "Oh, there's a guy with nobody to take care of him. He was just wandering around
There's a
there."
dog with no owner.
like-
Should we just see if it wants to come into our van?
Yeah, I should have clarified that it's a dog. Yeah. It's not-
Although we do take people in from time to time.
yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, we weren't thinking of kidnapping.
No.
Just dog napping.
Yeah, that pupper's had a person.
All right. Yeah, this is a song about growing up and my two greatest categories of grooves in that whole process.
We staggered arm in arm here when we were younger. Tried everything they said we shouldn't do. And we took as many trips as we took lovers. But some of those trips, a dog comes back with you. And some of those trysts turned into tricycles. And my wild and reckless friends got safe and old, wheeling little buddy homeward on the bicycle, with all the hope and joy and poop a bike seat could hold. Now the feral festival kidlets keep changing costumes. They run in a pack and dig holes in the ground. And they like sleeping under the table, just like the dogs do. So you watch your step when there's little ones around. And I'm a better person when I'm hanging with dogs and kids. Got one thing on their mind at a time, can't keep nothing hid. Remind me we're alive, forgive whatever we did. I'm a better person hanging with dogs and kids. So we talk about work and what we're reading, why the bastards keep winning, and where we'd move if they did. We talk about who went home with whom at the party last weekend. But eventually we just watch the dogs and kids. Chasing and sniffing and eating's all they're on about. They don't complicate their blues, they just moan. They don't think much about themselves, they just freak out. If they got a bone to pick with you, it's probably just a bone. And I'm a better person when I'm hanging with dogs and kids. Got one thing on their mind at a time, can't keep nothing hid. Remind me we're alive, forgive whatever we person hanging with dogs and kids. My buddy had a run of bad luck and bad choices. If it goes bad in court, one of us has to take his pup. He's trying to learn to listen to the right voices. Hope he don't have to miss his kid growing up. We were all bulletproof daydream manifestors, but all the bluster just boils down to love. Just wanna be a good uncle, be a good ancestor. I'm taking better care when there's someone to take care of. And I'm a better person when I'm hanging with dogs and kids. Got one thing on their mind at a time, can't keep nothing hid. Remind me we're alive, forgive whatever we did. I'm a better person hanging with dogs and kids. I'm a better person hanging with dogs and kids.
Thank you so much. Thank you for singing. That was really fun. Happy trails.